Hello my sweet friends and welcome to DIY with Nadia. I have the cutest little troublemaker with me. His name is Simba. Simba, say hello to everyone. Say hello. And we are using a 5-gallon stir stick, that's the really long one, to make a beautiful fall swag. For this special swag, we are going to be using pink tones because of this beautiful grateful sign. And we're going to be using something rare lately, is the 6-inch Dollar Tree Deco mesh. That's right, you heard it. We are using 6-inch Deco mesh from the Dollar Tree, and we are going to make a gorgeous pink fall swag. Let's get started. For our supplies, I'm going to start with this beautiful sign I got at the Dollar Tree. It's 6 by 6 inches, perfect for a swag wreath, but the colors of the leaves are the reason I bought it. I'm going to bring in some burlap mesh tubing, some pipe cleaners. Then I'm going to be using some of this mint green burlap ribbon and pink one. The only thing that's not from the Dollar Tree in this wreath is going to be this ribbon. The Deco mesh that I'm going to be using is 6 inches by 5 yards. I'm going to be using 3 rolls, and as you can see, I have a light pink, dark pink, and some white. For the base of this wreath, I'm going to be using a 5-gallon stir stick, and you can get these at your local hardware store. To get started on our swag, I'm going to put a little hanging loop in the narrowest part of our stir stick, and I'm going to use a piece of jute cord. This one's about 12 inches. I'm going to start by grabbing my jute cord about 1/3 in, and that's going to be the top of my loop. When I have that, I'm going to make a knot. Just like that, and now I'm going to put my loop in the back. I'm going to be using the side that has a little ruler on it, so I'm going to put my loop on this side. There's my loop in the back. Now I'm just going to turn it around. The longer side, I'm wrapping it around the stir stick one more time, and now I'm going to give it a few knots. Cut off the extra tail. To make sure that it's not going to go anywhere, I'm grabbing a piece of felt. This one's about 1 inch by 1.5 inches. Putting hot glue straight over the knot in the front and piece of felt right over. Now that the loop is taken care of, it's time to attach my pipe cleaners. Side to side, our stir stick is 21 inches. Therefore, the center of it is 10.5 inches, and thank goodness we have this ruler because that just makes things easier. I have my 10.5 inches right there, and that is where I'm going to start. Grab a pipe cleaner, and I'm going to put it to the side, twist it on the side where it says 10.5 inches, grabbing another pipe cleaner, going to go right next to it, but I'm going to tie on the other side. 2 twists, and our pipe cleaners are in place. Now we're going to do sides. Going to go to 2.5 inches. Put 2 pipe cleaners on that end and another pipe cleaner on this side. Going to go right underneath my jute cord or my little hook that I made. And we're going to give it 2 twists and another one for this side. Going to go towards the center here, and that's about 14.5 inches. Right in the center instead of the sides. Face it up. And then on this side, it's going to be at 6.5 inches. Same thing. We're going to tie right in the center and face it up. Just for reference, I call these doubles where I have 2 pipe cleaners and these singles where I have the single pipe cleaner. As I'm attaching the Deco mesh, that might be helpful to you. I used a total of 8 pipe cleaners for this swag. As far as hot gluing the pipe cleaners in place, I'm going to put hot glue right in between the doubles, a little dot under my singles. As far as the double that's going to be at the bottom of the swag, I like to give it a little bit of reinforcement because this is basically what the whole swag hangs on. It holds everything in place, and if one of these pipe cleaners go down, it can pull the swag down. So I gave a dollop of hot glue and another piece of felt. Simba is trying to chew all my pipe cleaners. The first thing you need to decide is how you want to layer your colors. I'm going to go with this light pink first. Then I'm going to grab my white. On top, I'm putting this dark pink. But if you have, for example, the same color of all the Deco mesh, go for the best quality one. Put that one on top. Let's go over how I'm going to attach it. I'm going to start by attaching my Deco mesh to my doubles. And it doesn't matter if you start on this side, on top, or at the bottom. I'm going to start at the bottom side right here. And I'm going to be making 12-inch loops, only attaching to the doubles, going all the way around. When I'm done with that, I'm going to need to cover this area because of our large 12-inch loop. So I'm going to do a 10-inch loop right here. And then I'm going to do 10-inch loop, a big 14-inch loop right here in the center because we have a lot to cover. Then another 10-inch loop, 10-inch loop on top right here, back here, and then basically we're just going to be filling in back and forth. So once again, 12 inches going all the way around to get us started. Then we're going to fill in spaces basically on the center bar. So we're going to do 10 here, 10, and then because of the large space in between, you want to go 14, 16, whatever feels right for you, but you want to have a big loop in the center and then 2 more 10s. And then you can do whatever you want depending on how much Deco mesh you have left over. You can just repeat that process. You can also add 12 inches on the sides to fill those in. That is up to you. Here we go. Let's bring everything together. About 2 inches. And I'm going to face it in. This one, I make sure that it's nice and tight because that is our starting point. So 2 good twists to get us started. And I'm off doing my 12-inch loops. I like to keep my loops nice and tight because if you start going loosey-goosey, you're not going to have even loops. There is my first 12-inch loop. And at this point, I'm only attaching to my doubles going all the way around. I'm twisting my pipe cleaners twice as I'm making my loops. My last 12-inch loop going around. And for those who are thinking, Nadia, you're giving us Valentine vibes, I'm with you guys completely. At this point, I'm done with my 12-inch loops. And as you can see, we need to cover the center. So now we need to cover this part. We're going to go down 2 inches and make a 10-inch loop. I'm just going from one side to the other. There's my 10-inch loop. Now I'm going to do a 10-inch loop from here to my first center pipe cleaner. Now we're in this large center area. I'm going to go for it and make a huge 14-inch loop. Look at that, that's big. Now I'm doing a 10-inch from this single to one of the doubles on the side. And if I attach to this one, my next 10 is going to get attached to the opposite side. Basically, I'm telling you, you can do whatever you want. You can do them smaller, larger. I'm just trying to make sure that I make use of all my beautiful Deco mesh. At this point, you want to take a look at your Deco mesh rolls and see what your game plan is. I decided to give it a little bit more fullness in the center. So I'm going to be repeating the 10, 14, 10. Just the 3 in the center. And I'm going to put it right next to the other one. When you come to the end and decide, okay, I'm done with all my Deco mesh, what you want to do is first cut everything off. And then we're going to flip it towards the inside and attach, because if we attach this way, obviously we're going to show the tail. So I'm going to flip it underneath, grab my pipe cleaner and give it tight twists. Throw the tail towards the inside. Now that the Deco mesh is all on, you can decide whether you want to open everything up, meaning separate the Deco mesh, or leave it as is. I think this is stunning as is, and we have a lot of ribbon coming. So I decided, you know what? We're going to leave it like this. Next, we're going to cut all the ribbon and make our ribbon bundles. Grabbing my mesh tubing, I'm going to be cutting it into 11-inch strips. We don't need to make them 12. I think it's just going to be a little bit too big. So 11 is going to be just fine. Measuring off 11 inches, not stretch, just as is. Going to zigzag and cut. Going to be cutting 8 pieces of the mesh tubing. All the the ribbon, I'm going to be cutting into 12-inch strips, and I'm going to need 8 of each. I got 8 pieces of my 12-inch pink ribbon. Going to fold the ends, give it a little bit of a triangle cut, and make my dovetails. I'm going to be doing this to all the sides. Same thing for our green ribbon, 12 inches, and we're going to zigzag until we get 8 of these. Fold the sides and cut a little triangle. Next, I'm going to be using that one item that's not from the Dollar Tree, and I usually stock up on this at Costco during Christmas. 50 yards. It's beautiful white ribbon. It matches to pretty much any holiday you're going to do, and I'm going to do the same thing. We're going to do 12 inches and we're going to do 8 pieces. Sorry, my camera wasn't recording when I started these, but basically we have our ribbon. We are going to do that beautiful mint green, then the pink, then the white, then bring our piece of burlap in and bring it all together. I'm going to be attaching these bundles to all my pipe cleaners, and then when I'm done attaching, I know I'm not going to be using the pipe cleaners anymore, so I'm going to twist up, cut the excess, leaving about an inch, inch and a half, fold that in and fold back. Let's make another one. The mint green, the pink, the white, of course our burlap piece. Bring it all together and attach. All the ribbon is in. This ribbon that's on top on the singles, I'm going to kind of take it away from the center too, just a little bit. Next, let's prepare our sign. I'm going to use this little hanging part, put my little pipe cleaner in and twist it in place. I'm still going to give it hot glue to make sure that it stays in place. The other pipe cleaner, I'm just going to fold in half, flat area at the bottom. And that one I'm going to attach on the inside, some hot glue. And of course, we're going to attach a piece of felt just so I know it's nice and secure. Our sign is ready. My pipe cleaners are going to go straight to the back. I decided to have my sign offset a little bit, so not straight. There you go. The sign is nice and secured. Everything is on, but I decided to do something fun with the white ribbon. I'm going to make a little knot. As I'm making the knot, make sure that the nice side is up. This one just has a glossy and non-glossy side. I'm going to tie that off, and since the ribbon is nice and soft, it's going to cover that center so nicely, so I don't have to put anything in the middle. I'm going to go around and do that to all of these. Let me show you up close, just like that. For the final touches of the swag, I went into my leftover stash and I got these leaves. Since we have our sign sideways, I'm going to fill in the areas right here. I'm going to put a leaf on one side, another leaf on the other side, and I'm just going to hot glue it straight to the Deco mesh, one on the end right here and another one on top right there. So I'm going to take a second and do that real quick. The colors are unique. The pink with this one, it almost seems like it clashes, but this sign brings everything together. And I think at the end, it turned out so beautiful, so unique. Cover the back. I'm going to grab another piece of pink ribbon, and about an inch in, I'm going to fold in the back. Give it a little bit of hot glue. Fold back. I know this one's pretty see-through, but that's okay. It's still hiding all the goopy stuff. Then I'm going to go where my hook is and go in about an inch also. Fold it, a little bit of hot glue right there where it's going to be attached, and hot glue it in place. And then I'm going to do the same thing with another piece going on this side. So just fold it in a little bit, hot glue. I cut about an inch past the stir stick. Fold it in, that way I know where the ending is. Give a little bit of hot glue right there and on the side that's going underneath, and that's it. This way the back of the swag is nice and clean. And now we do my favorite part, and that is opening up the ribbon, bringing all of these up. How beautiful. Well, my friends, what did you think of this pink fall wreath? I thought it turned out so beautiful. I love the fact that it's not the standard fall colors, even though you know I love that. But sometimes going outside the box just gives you a little challenge, and it's so much fun. And if you have ever done a wreath or any project that's a little bit out of, the scope of the norm, definitely let me know below. If not, please say hello. And especially if you are new to this channel, I would love to get to know you. So in the comments below, please say hello. And don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the little bell so you are notified every time a wreath comes out. Right, Simba? That's right. As for now, we're going to say bye-bye, my friends. Simba, you gotta say bye to everyone. Bye-bye, my friends, and we will see you in our next video. Bye, guys. Say bye. Mwah. Mwah.